Cynthia Chu, the Master of Ceremony for the press conference. On behalf of the organizing committee, we extend our appreciation for your presence today. To give you all a brief background of the establishment of Markham Wesley Children, Youth and Family Hub and Community Needs Assessment for families of Cantonese-speaking background in the Greater Toronto Area. A program revamp team was formed to conduct a center-wide program review in February 2024 and to explore ways to serve the community to the fullest. Recommendation is the establish a Children, Youth and Family Hub to offer programs and services to the underserved families in the community. The first target group to roll out Hub services will be the families of Cantonese-speaking background, particularly those who moved to Canada recently under the current Hong Kong permanent residence pathways. You may ask why we need a community needs assessment. To better understand the needs and challenges that families with Cantonese speaking are facing, including the new immigrants, 1.5 and second generations. The Children, Youth, Family Hub embarked on a 6-month study called the Community Needs Assessment for Families of Cantonese-speaking background in the Greater Toronto Area, with a view of gathering information for program development for the underserved Chinese communities in the GTA. The study was carried out in 2 parts that included survey and interviews. We will hear more about the key findings that are impacting the family service accessibility later. Let me now have the honor to introduce you to the Community Needs Assessment and the research team members. They are, okay, here are the research team members. Teddy Chung. Alex Huang. Anthony Chu. Erica Lowe, sorry. Jessie C. And of course, the last not least, Helen Poon. Okay, it is now my pleasure to introduce the honorable guests that are with us. Members of the Parliament MPP, Logan Kalapathy, MPP Daisy Wei, and today, okay, thank you those who are here on this busy schedule. Many thanks for your valuable time. It means a lot to us that you are here today. So without further ado, let us start by welcoming Markham Wesley Centre, Chair of the Board Directors, to deliver a welcome and opening remark. Please welcome Charles Poon.
Well, thank you, Cynthia. Distinguished guests, board members, brothers and sisters from our church, Markham People's Community Church, our valued members and supporters, our friends from media, good morning. I think still good morning, right? Good morning. Okay, on behalf of the board of the Markham Wesley Centre, it's my great pleasure to welcome you all to this special occasion. Today marks an exciting new chapter to our center and to our communities. We are officially announced the inception of the Children, Youth and Family Hub today. I would like to begin by extending heartfelt thank you to the many distinguished guests who have joined us today. Your presence is deeply appreciated and underscore the importance of coming together to build stronger, more supportive families within our community. The Hub is not just a new initiative. It's a direct response to the real needs of the families we serve. Over the past 6 months, we undertook a comprehensive needs assessment, engaged with parents, with youth, service providers, and other key stakeholders. Today, we are proud to share the key findings from that process, which have helped us better understand where the service gaps are and how we can work collectively to bridge them. In response to these findings, we're going to launch a range of new programs tailored to these unique challenges facing children, youth, and families in our areas. These programs aim to improve access to resources, enhance well-being, and strengthen our community support systems. This would not have been possible without the dedication of a team of professionals, our staff, volunteers, board members, our community partners. Thank you for your tireless work and unwavering commitment. Once again, thank you all for being here in celebrating this important milestone with us. We're truly excited about the road ahead, and we look forward to working together to make a lasting impact in the lives of the families we're going to serve. Thank you.
Thank you, Charles. Just in addition to the special guests at the guest table, I would also like to welcome and introduce the counselors that are with us here today. Alan Ho.
It's out there.
Okay, he was here earlier. Okay, Isa Lee. Okay, Rich Lau, welcome. Gordon Chan, Godwin Chan. From Richmond Hill, Castro Liu, Simon Kui, Ron Lin.
Ron Lin.
Thank you for being with us today. Okay.
Next speech.
Okay, now we have the next speech from our mayor.
Mayor's not here.
Yeah, he's not here. We'll save. The best is always the last, right? Okay. We have the MPP Logan here to do Kanapati, and also Parliament Assistant for the Ministry of Red Tape and Reduction. Welcome.
Niha, Tachaho, good morning. Welcome to this wonderful initiative, and I'm delighted to be here, on this wonderful occasion. Markham Wesley Centre is not a stranger to me, and this center is closest to my heart. I have been working with this center for decades, and thank you for your leadership and friendship. You always bring the wonderful initiative to community. I have witnessed many years, and thank you for that. And before I make a couple of remarks, I'd like to recognize my colleague is here, all the way from Richmond Hill, Dejivai, my MPP. Thank you for being here, and councillors from other side of the Markham, my good friends. Godwin Chan is the Deputy Mayor of Richmond Hill. Castros is a councillor from Richmond Hill, and also Markham Councillor Rich Lau. And another important man from the school. You are talking about the youth and children. He's a TDS, York Regional District School Board Chair, Ron Lin. Thank you for being here. Thank you. So I would like to thank Mr. Charles Poon, I was mentioning at the beginning, Chair of the Markham Wesley Centre, and there's Helen Boone, and the Governor of the CYFC, Children, Youth, Family Hub Program Development. Their visionary leadership bringing this much-needed initiative for the community. I also want to introduce the wonderful young people. They are the researchers and the volunteers, the passionate people to empower in the community. I was a former parliamentary assistant to Ministry of Children, Youth and Community Center for the last term. So I understand, firsthand I understand what are the challenges youth are facing, not only in Ontario, in Canada. I work with a lot of stakeholders. I work with the Minister Michael Paza. He still is a Minister for Children, Youth, Community and Social Services. And thank you for your work and fact-finding. Service gap is important. I was a Markham councillor. I find a lot of service gap. City couldn't find it, but we find it through the researchers, the consultant. That's why we built the Anian Community Center, one of the flagship community center. So your work is on the ground, finding the gap, especially marginalized, vulnerable, underserviced community is a vital. So this hub is more than just a center. It's a vital resources for children, youth, and family across the Markham and the GTA, for the newcomers and income for families and those who are facing cultural, economic challenges. This cup is a beacon of the hope and support. You know, I could understand when I came as a refugee from Sri Lanka, I escaped from Sri Lanka because of the war, civil war, because years of persecution. So when I was an immigrant, when I came as an immigrant, and I went through this type of services, you know, I understand how your center, the Children, Youth, Family Hub could play a vital role and bringing hope and dreams. There's a lot of gaps we had to fill, a lot of crack. I always say it's a crack in the system, whether it's a municipal or provincial or federal. So you are doing that. I know I'm very proud with the Markham Wesley Centre. You are playing the role as a government. You're playing as a government. I don't hesitate to tell so many organizations, you are filling the gap. You are filling the crack in the system to empower our children, youth, and family in our community. This is a sustainable model, you know. The government institution they will understand, but you understand on the ground situation. I always tell the people, my fellow politicians, listen to the people, listen to the real people. When you want to change the medical system, talk to the doctors, talk to the medical profession. When you change the welfare system, talk to the people, needy people, immigrant, youth, underprivileged, marginalized, racialized, cultural kids. So that's what you are doing. Thank you for that. Give you a round of applause for all the researchers, volunteers, well-deserved round of applause. So I'm proud to be here as your local MPP for this wonderful riding called Markham Thornhill. This hub is center for optimism and hope for the people who are facing hardship. I was pleased to see reopening another one, early on-child and family center at 1900 Main Street, a great example for how the Wellesley team continued to provide welcoming, inclusive, and developmentally focused program, family, children, and youth in our community, in our city. And I have to say this, they provide the services beyond the boundary, not only Markham Thornhill, not only Toronto, wherever needs are. People are the boundary. There's no physical boundaries or the political boundaries. The people are the boundary. Thank you for reaching out those kids beyond the boundary. So this is a program, lay the foundation for lifelong learning and the well-being by offering another great things, culturally responsible, culturally sensitive, evidence-based programming. The CYF Hub is closing service gap, creating the stronger pathway for the child development, youth leadership, and family empowerment. In my closing, I had to say, as a provincial MPP and also parliamentary assistant red tape reduction, this effort is amazing. I had to commend your effort and your initiative. I know this is a new beginning, new hope, new optimism. On behalf of our Honorable Premier Doug Ford and NDA Ontario Government India Caucus, I want to thank you, congratulate everyone who played a role in this achievement. Your work is building a better, more inclusive Markham and better for all Ontario. Thank you and Shishya.
Thank you so much, MPP Logan Kanapati, for your wonderful speech. And now we have MPP Daisy Ray. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Cindy. First of all, this is still good afternoon, right?
It's good morning.
Well, good morning. Still good morning. Okay, good morning, everyone. Good morning to our chair. And also, thank you very much to all the board members for continuing to work all those good work you have done on behalf of the Markham Wesley Centre. And thank you to the team who has done all the research, and we're looking forward to what you have research then how we can help different families. And of course, I have to say thank you to my good team from Richmond Hill. I'm honored to have our Deputy Mayor, Godwin Chan, and our Councillor, Castro Liu, to be here as well. We also have a team of councillors. They might be coming soon, but we have Rich Lau here from City of Markham. Thank you for representing the council members, and I'm sure the mayor will be here anytime. Thank you very much, Ron. This is really something that you've been working for us, and thank you for leading the education board. I am really, really honored to be representing as your MPP from Richmond Hill. I just want to say that family is something I care for a lot. I am the parliamentary assistant for the Ministry for Seniors and Accessibility. Senior, we just thought it's like really just for the seniors, older people, but they are part of the biggest family members. They will be there to support whether it's the parents that you're working on or whether they are the children that we are working towards for the Markham Wesley Children, Youth and Family Hub. I thank you for all the work. I welcome you already. Thank you, Mayor, for being here. What I was just saying is I am representing the Ministry for Seniors and Accessibility, really for the seniors to be working as good grandparents for the parents supporting also their grandchildren. Before I continue, I also want to say thank you and welcome to Isa Lee, council member from the City of Markham. Thank you very much for joining us. And I am also the parliamentary assistant for the Ministry for Citizenship and Multiculturalism. This is where it belongs. We understand that, especially when Cindy was mentioning, there are a lot of you coming, or a good team coming from Hong Kong, and we want to make them into as one of our good Canadian citizens. Even though we're saying that we're coming from different cultures, we basically are welcoming everybody to be a good Canadian. July 1st is coming up, Canada Day is coming up. It's our job to make sure that we welcome them and nurture them and make them being part of in Ontario as a good Ontarians and enjoy being a Canadian. So I would thank you for the Markham Wesley Children, Youth and Family Hub. I congratulate you for your official launch, and this is so important for us to care for the families. In Chinese, we have a saying, we have to make sure that we have good family, then we can get good government, and we can really take good care of our country, of the world as well. So other than doing good for ourselves, family is the most important, and you have picked the right group that we have to nurture on. I still remember that when I first come to here, even though it was 44 years ago, but it was a challenge. When I first come to here, I don't even have time to understand what is the Ontarian way of living or Canadian way of living. I just have to care for my family members and care for my day-to-day living and taking care of the family. But with the help of what you are doing right now, you can help them and nurture them and make them getting into the Canadian way of living. And it might be a challenge, but you have hit it right on the nail of what they need. And I really appreciate all you have done. And you are a good extension for the Ontario government. On behalf of the Premier and the government, I say thank you, because it is through these groups that we can extend and make sure that we do our work properly. I want to say thank you to my colleague, Logan Kenapathy. He was the PA for MCCSS, which is Ministry for Children Care and Social Services. This is exactly what all of you are doing, and we will work closely with you. But what is better that when you're right into the community, you know them, you know their needs, you can care for them immediately. But we will be working very closely with you. The Minister for MCCSS is Minister Michael Parser. He is also an MPP from the north of Richmond Hill. So anything you need, you can call him directly or call me. I'll make sure that we'll work with you because you are the extension of the Ontario government working right into the city of Markham. And I'm sure our mayor will be very proud of all the work that you all have done. And on behalf of myself, my family, and my government, I'll do whatever I can. And I just also want to say congratulations to Markham Wesley Centre. You have done a lot of great work, but you say this is opening a new chapter. This is, I would say, is a continuation of all the great work you have done. Thank you so much, and I look forward to be working with you, and I'm so thankful that we're having you right in Ontario and right in Markham. I'm part of Markham too, right? Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, MPP Daisy Ray, for such a heartwarming speech. Now let's welcome our mayor here now, Frank Scabetti. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Well, good morning, everyone. Lei hou ma, ni hao, da jia hao. A warm welcome to everyone. And look, I'm honored to be here at the front, really kind of having an opportunity to say thank you on behalf of so many people. And great to see my colleagues who got front row seats for this wonderful, wonderful event. And certainly want to welcome Ward 2 Councillor Rich Lau, Ward 8 Councillor Issa Lee, Councillor Castro Liu from Richmond Hill, Deputy Mayor Chan from Richmond Hill, and of course Ron Lin, the chair of the school board. And of course, welcome to our two MPPs who both have their ridings in the city of Markham. So I'm very, very honored that they could both be here. I wanted to come this morning for several reasons. I first of all to say to Charles Poon and the Markham Wesley Church, thank you for this amazing initiative. You know, I'm always impressed. Obviously, when you have a place of worship, it's a place where your congregation can come together, and within the walls of that church, certainly further your faith, support each other. But I'll tell you, I'm always impressed when a congregation goes outside of the walls of the church to really go out and be an integral part of the community and to support others in the community. And that has been the case from the day that this church broke ground, I'll say even before the church was here, and this is another great example of the work that you're doing beyond the walls of the church. I want to thank Dr. Helen Poon as well for her leadership, to Dr. Chung, who helped with the research, the incredible work that was done, basing an initiative not so much on a feeling, but on data, basing it on the actual needs in the community. This is terribly important. You know, many of us wake up every morning and we probably think, well, what can we do to make the world a better place? And, you know, we start from that inherent part of humanity that says, what can we do to make a difference? And, you know, when you go, particularly now, when resources are limited, when you want to do good, I think it's important to do good in the right places, because we can go out and do something and we're not quite hitting the target. And I think this is what really impresses me, that you just didn't say, well, let's go out and do this. You did your homework first. You know, always do your homework, and then, you know, Ron Lin is nodding his head, do your homework. He's with the school board. But I just say, do your homework, and then you know how you can be the most effective in the work that you do. And so I'm very impressed that you've taken the time to do that work, to talk to parents, to really understand what they face. And I think all of us that have been parents over various time, I think parenting, you know, it's always had its challenges, right? From one generation to the next, dealing with perhaps sometimes world issues, dealing with economic issues, dealing with a number of issues. Well, I would just say that list gets longer and longer as time goes on. And certainly for new Canadians who've come here, that list is long because it's difficult, I'll tell you, even for someone who's been born here and perhaps have been here for several generations, in a world where we think we're so connected because, you know, we have technology and we're connected, but in many respects, we're so disconnected. The support that used to be there in the past of a mother or grandmother being part of that support network is no longer there. It's not there at the same level that it was when I was growing up. I spent my first few years at my grandmother's house, and I treasure those memories. Two, it was with absolute love. Now, she didn't have data, but she did know what she was doing, I'll say that much. And those are memories that I treasure, and it was not only obviously a great support to me as a young child, but a great support to my parents. Well, those connections aren't always there, and particularly, as I said, for newcomers who face the challenges of trying to navigate a system that isn't easy to navigate. There is no GPS on how to get social services, how to get to the right agency, how to talk to the right person while you're dealing with the stress of being a parent. You add linguistic and cultural barriers and being new not only to a country but to a community, you might as well build a 50-foot wall. That's how challenging it is for people to get to the very help that they need. And so I am really impressed. And as someone who has co-chaired various initiatives at York Region, I was very proud of the fact that we established welcome centers throughout the region. These are a hub for new Canadians. And back before we started those welcome centers, it took 15 years, imagine this, 15 years for a new Canadian to be fully integrated into Canadian society. Well, time does not stand still, and we know what happens in those 15 years. Those young kids become teenagers. Those teenagers become young adults. The middle-aged adults become seniors. And if you have 15 years of being disconnected, of not being supported, can you imagine what that does, not only to a person, but to a family? So I am here with absolute gratitude for what you are doing here this morning in starting the children's family, youth, family. I better get this right. Get that in the right order, right? Yes, CYF. Okay, Children's Youth and Family Hub, because it is going to be that support that is needed. When I look at these young babies on the couch, I hope one day they can be the mayor of Markham.
Oh.
No, seriously. But yeah, by then I will be ready to retire. But I just want to say, this is the hope. This is why people came to this country. Look, we all have choices in life. That's a deliberate decision to come to Canada to start a new family. Well, that's not because we just wanted to change our address. That's because we want the best for our kids. And if you're not connected to the services, the support that you need, how can you ever achieve that goal, that hope for your child? So I am here with absolute gratitude this morning. Thank you. I don't know where the student is or if the student is here that helped in the research, but thank you to your amazing work, and congratulations for what you did and participated in this. And again, as MPP Daisy Y indicated, anything that we can do to support, we will. And I just say on behalf of maybe the young children and families you haven't even met yet, I say thank you for opening the doors to access, opening the doors to support, and letting those young kids and families, one, not be isolated, not have that 50-foot wall in front of them, but being fully connected to the people, the community that they so rightly deserve. So thank you and congratulations to everyone.
Thank you.
And after the presentations and everything, we'll get a picture with our members of council, because I also have a certificate of appreciation. But we'll do that after.
Yeah,
We'll do that after.
Thank you so much, Mayor, for such a encouraging and inspiration speech. Thank you. Now, maybe we should have take a group photos first.
Whatever you.
Would that be?
So one first,
Yeah, sure.
this first, and then one.
Yeah.
I'll let the MPP, they want to bring this?
Yeah, I'll let the MPPs do theirs first.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Okay, go ahead. Now, can we have the individual photo with the counselors? This is the certificate presentation photo. May, okay, that's fine. Okay. So maybe like all dignitaries, everybody? Everybody? Yeah, everybody. Yeah, everybody. All dignitaries. Yeah, everybody. Go right ahead. Please, everyone, dignitaries, the research team, everyone, take a group photo. Yes. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. Oh, in the morning? Yeah, I saw him, and then I thought, where did he go? This morning he came early, and then I don't see him, right? Yeah. Yeah, you. Yeah, maybe the guest table. Yeah, and then you guys can exactly. It's better that way, right? Hi, Isa.
Yeah, good to see you. How are you doing?
Thank you, everyone. Now, can we have Pastor Raymond to give a speech and a thank you notes? Pastor Raymond?
Pastor
Yeah,
clocked
I'll
a
let you.
message, but it was voicemail, so said we just got it as well. Right?
Still is a morning. So good morning, everyone. It's my great honor to welcome you all to Markham Wesley Centre on this meaningful and forward-looking occasion. First and foremost, I would like to express our deepest gratitude to our honorable guest for being here with us today. His Worship Mayor Frank Scripiti from the City of Markham, the Honorable MPP Logan Kanapati, and the Honorable MPP Daisy Y. Regional Councillor Alan Ho was with us a little bit earlier this morning. Councillor Isa Lee, Deputy Mayor of Richmond Hill, Mr. Godwin Chan, Councillor Rich Lau, Councillor Castro Liu, Councillor Simon Choi, and Chair of York Region District School Board, Ron Lin. Your presence here reflects the unwavering commitment to the well-being of our children, youth, and families in Markham and the broader Greater Toronto area. We are truly grateful for your support and leadership. We are also deeply thankful to our community leaders, pastors, organizational partners, and dear friends who have joined us this morning. Your continued support, prayers, and collaboration have helped make today possible. Thank you for journeying with us in building a healthier, more compassionate community. At Markham Wesley Centre, we take pride in working closely with all levels of government, school boards, and community service departments to create meaningful programs and foster civic engagement. In recent months, we have co-hosted a community food drive campaign with Councillor Isa Lee to support local families in need. We also partnered with the York Region District School Board and York Regional Police to organize a campus crime prevention night, which brought together over 100 attendees to discuss safety and youth awareness. Beyond social services, we continue to celebrate cultural engagement through events like mini concerts, film screenings, and a Candlepop lyrics workshop designed to connect with the younger generation through creative expression. Over the years, through our church ministries and center programs, we have witnessed a growing gap in service for newcomer families, especially among Cantonese-speaking immigrants. Many parents come to us struggling with issues such as communication breakdown with their children, academic pressure, mental health concerns, and intergenerational conflict. These challenges are often intensified by language barriers and unfamiliarity with local support systems. It became increasingly clear that a coordinated, culturally responsive initiative was urgently needed. It is in direct response to this need that we are launching the Children, Youth, and Family Hub, namely CYF Hub, a new initiative that provides target programs and services for underserved families in Greater Toronto area. To ensure that this hub addresses the real challenges facing our community, we undertook a comprehensive community needs assessment. This study explored service gaps, barriers to assets, parental stress, family dynamics, and settlement experience of local families. At this time, I would like to extend our heartfelt appreciation to the Community Need Assessment Research Team, whose dedication and collaboration brought this vital project to life. So our sincere thanks goes to Mr. Teddy Zheng, psychologist and research associate from Hospital for Sick Children, Dr. Helen Poon, conveyor of the CYF Hub Development and Quality Community, Mr. Alex Fong, PhD candidate at York University, and Anthony as well, Ms. Erica Low, our CYF Hub coordinator, and Ms. Jessie C., our volunteer research assistant. We also want to thank two other dedicated members of our program development and quality committee, whose ongoing input, creativity, and care have helped shape the direction of the CYF Hub. Also including our MC, Ms. Cynthia Chu, our MC today. Each of you has played a crucial role in turning vision into strategy and strategy into action. Thank you for your tireless service and collaboration. The CYF Hub represents more than a program. It embodies our vision of compassion, connected, and culturally responsive community where every family can thrive. And now it's my pleasure to pass the time to our feature presentation, where we will share the key findings from our community needs assessment and focus group discussions, the very insight that will shape the foundation of the CYF Hub and its services. Thank you all once again for your presence and continued support.
Just right on time to say good morning. And so it's a very honor to speak here, not only as a psychologist and clinical researcher from SickKid, but also as a new immigrant and father of 2 boys. And those kind of, when I kind of start settling in Canada, like a lot of like first-hand experience that I have is a rare chance that we can kind of understand it from a scientific perspective. So when Helen and Charles approached me and that we are forming a need assessment team, and I kind of answer it like without hesitation. Yeah, so our target is not like just informing like the development of the center, but hopefully this is one of the first batch of objective data that could inform the policymakers, the leaders of the city, school board, and how to accommodate the need of these newly incomers, like from Hong Kong and other places who speak Chinese. And so we take the most stringent scientific method. We call the mixed method. So we have included both the quantitative, that you can see the percentage. We enrolled in a big participant to have an overview on the needs across different cities in GTAs. And the step 2 is qualitative. It means that we have in-depth focus group, especially for those who are newly arrived, like within 5 years. So what's presently? So in those individual interview focus group, we can understand their needs more in depth, and later on we'll share some of the quotes that some of these may be resonate by our families here and also other participants. The two aims we have is we want to assess the family needs. So what service they need and what are the barriers they are having. And the second is like we want to systematically assess the parental stress they're experiencing, and most importantly, what predicts like any things that we can learn from the survey, like what causing them to feel stressful. So hopefully this would inform our audience today to think about how we can accommodate and cater those needs. So we end up, for the online survey that me and Alice will cover, we end up with like over 300 samples, and here's their characteristics. So we can see that we have a wide age range, and majority of them are young parents, 30 to 40, just like many of us who have young children. And we have a very decent distribution from newly settler within 5 years, 5 to 10, and over 10 years. And for the living areas, it covers like city of Toronto, Markham, North York, Richmond Hill, etc. And majority of them are coming from Hong Kong. 96 of them are married, and nearly 60% of them having one children, but 40% have more than one children. And the number of children matters. We found that that it would increase or multiply maybe like the parental stress. So we'll talk about that more later. And about 40% they are Canadians by naturalization, 34% PR and other status as well. It's a very interesting topic if you look closely for the cultural identity that they have like diverse identity from Chinese Canadian, Hong Kong Canadian, Hong Konger, Asian, Chinese. So that we can say these are Chinese communities in the sense that they have very different self-perception on their identity and also the language they speak. And many of them are, and their partners as well, are fully employed, but there's also part-timers and students as well. So, so I'll pass to my colleague Alex to talk about the key findings from the online survey.
Okay, thank you, Teddy. As mentioned, I'm going to present the key findings of our studies. First of all, let's look at the top 5 important needs that we are able to identify according to our data. By using the FNQ, which is the Family Need Questionnaire, we can basically identify 2 groups of needs. The first one is the need for the children, and the other ones concern the parents. If we look at the findings, for example, close to 90% of our respondents, they reported that the peer friendship of their students are very important for them, while 83.2% of them saying that non-family socializations are also very essential for their students. If we look at the parental need, it's a little bit different. Our respondents indicated that it is very important for them to have a decision agreement with their partners, while 70%, around 70% of them think that having enough or having sufficient sleep and rest is very crucial to them. In addition to the importance of the programs, we are also interested to the service gap. And here's the result from the data. First of all, let's look at the top of the 2 needs, which is the program and service information. And 67.8% of them think that they do not have enough information to find the service for their students, while around 60% of them would like to have better access to professional support. Respectively, over 60% of our respondents, they think that they would like to have more time to spend with their partners and friends. And also, they would like to have a break from their responsibility from their child rearings. And that suggests that there is a huge need for the red-based services in the community. The second key findings of our study is related to the languages. First of all, if we look at the defined graph on the right-hand side, you find that the majority of our respondents, they speak Cantonese and also English. And that's why they really concerned about the language or the mediums used in their children's programs. And therefore, there are 86.7% of our respondents, they reported that having children program in their native languages as either important or very important. Okay, so let's have some roundup for the family needs here. Overall speaking, we find that our community or the respondents, they really care about or they pay attention to the need for emotional and also informational and also practical support. They also reported that there were some difficulties with their students' social inclusion as well. In addition, service perceived it as linguistically and also culturally sensitive are inaccessible to some of them. While many families, they lack local support in child hearings, such as the rapid service that I have just mentioned. Due to the time restraint, we are not able to present all of our analysis, particularly the secondary analysis, which show the group difference. However, we are going to include all of our analysis to our report that you are able to access later. Okay. In addition to the family need, we are also interested in what kind of factor that could contribute to the parental stress in the communities. And that's why we have done some statistical models in order to find out the following factors that could contribute to an increase of the parental needs. Those of the factors include the age range, the place of origin, the length of residency, immigration status, and number of students. Particularly if we look at the if our respondents are in between the 18 to 30, or they are in their 51 to 60, they tend to have higher parental stress. As well as if our respondents were born in Canada, or if they have lived in the country for less than 5 years, they also tend to have an increase. They tend to perform a little bit worse than others group of people and other group of residents as well. If they hold the study permits, or if they have more than one student, those are also the factors that would contribute to the increase of the parental stress. So I think it's time for me to pass to my colleague Erica, who are going to present the findings in their qualitative research. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. In the following session, we are going to talk about the results we got from our qualitative research. And we used key informant interviews and group interviews to identify the themes they keep talking about during the interviews. And we used thematic analysis to extract the themes they mentioned related to their settlement process, available resources, as well as barriers and stressors they faced in childbearing and child-rearing. In total, we interviewed 18 participants, most of them aged 31 to 40. Over 70% are female. Most of them live in Markham, with less than 5 years residency in Canada. Here, we would like to highlight that more than half of them have these transitional status, including those with open work permit, open study permit, and spouse open work permit. Over a quarter of them are unemployed, and nearly 40% of the parents reported having the financial instability, which include unemployed, student, and self-employed individuals. We would like to highlight that the demographic makeup of our sample is different from that of the survey. We primarily focus on the newcomers. Therefore, this study is more of a subset of the survey. We aim to provide a deeper insight into the specific challenges they faced. Regarding the children of the parents, almost 70% are under the age of 5. The sex ratio is approximately equal, and all parents reported speaking Cantonese at home with their children. Lastly, more than half of the children were not born in Canada. Moving on to the result, we identified 4 main themes during the interview, including systematic barrier to services, parental stressor, unmet needs of children, and settlement and acculturative challenges. We also identified several sub-themes under each main theme. However, due to the time constraints, we will focus on only 2 or 3 sub-themes. Additionally, we would like to share some direct quotes from our conversation, most of which were in Cantonese. Therefore, we will provide verbal translation for the quotes. Firstly, we will be talking about the systematic barrier. We will focus on the lack of access to service and lack of information accessibility. For the first sub-theme under systematic barriers, the lack of access to services. Parents reported that they have the difficulties in locating available services, and there's a gap between what is needed and what is currently offered. This results in a lack of access to essential services. For example, Amber said, now that it's winter, it's really difficult to find a place for kids to burn off their energy. For the second sub-theme, the lack of information accessibility, the parent mentioned that as newcomers, they have limited connection and knowledge of the local system. This lack of direction and guidance means that they don't know what is available and they don't know where to find it. Rachel reflected this by saying, from the period of pregnancy to delivery, and further down the road to finding daycare, what can I do? Or what are the government services? What are the procedures? I did it all by myself. Information and services are scattered everywhere. The next main theme is parental stressor. We will discuss the lack of social support, lack of respite, and the loss of self-worth and professional identity. Regarding the lack of social support, the parent mentioned that in Hong Kong, they were usually supported by extended family and domestic helpers. However, after moving to Canada, they found themselves taking care of the children all by themselves, without the support of nearby family. Without the help from others, their time was completely occupied by taking care of the children and making it difficult to build new social connections. These two contribute to their lack of social support. As Jason said, back in Hong Kong, we have domestic helpers or the 4 grandparents can help, but here, only we 2. This leads to our next sub-theme, the lack of respite. Since they don't have a strong support network, they have to manage childcare on their own. Without any time for themselves, they are unable to get respite, which results in a significant mental burden. Jacqueline expressed this by saying, since I work from home, I really need some time within those 24 hours when the baby just isn't in the house. Lastly, for some parents, they had to sacrifice their career and personal ambition in order to take care of their families. These sacrifices made them feel a loss of self-worth and personal fulfillment, leading a sense of stagnation. As Emily expressed, but with work, you know, when you finish a task, you get a sense of achievement or completion. But with taking care of a child, there's none of that. Moving on, our colleague, Jessie, will be talking about the next 2 main themes.
Let's move on to our third sub-theme, the unmet needs of children. Under this main theme, we have identified 4 sub-themes, and we'll examine them in the following slides. The first sub-theme would be the emotional regulation and the expression needs of children. I think moving to a new country means that these children would face complex emotions such as confusion, stress, sadness, and due to the abrupt change in the environment or being displaced from a family routine or the caretakers. Therefore, there's a need for them to psychologically adjust or to regulate their emotions when they're adapting to a new environment. There's also a need for them to express this emotion, and during these stages of development, they often lack the emotion literacy to name or identify these complex emotions. And these needs are vital for children to cope with this stress and maintain a state of emotional stability. These have been reflected by parents whose children have been struggling to cope with or to express these negative emotions. Moving on to our second sub-theme, which is the social integration and adjustment needs. There are key challenges that are faced by children. They often struggle or have difficulty fitting in a new school or a new environment. And it's also hard for them to form friendships or meaningful relationships in a new social setting. As a result, they often face social isolation. These challenges have all been observed and also expressed by parents whose kids has expressed being lonely, or they're struggling to find peers that were of a similar age. The third sub-theme would be the lack of native language enrichment programs. Parents have expressed concerns over the lack of opportunities for native language exposure, and they feel strongly that children have to maintain their linguistic competency in a new country. And they also recognize it is important for them to preserve the cultural and ethnic identity. Again, these have been reported by parents. They all feel strongly about having more exposure in Cantonese, or having this inclusion of cultural identity in their life in general. Lastly, there are also challenges faced by children with special educational needs. When children move to a new country like Canada, that means that they will have to transit to a completely new healthcare team. They will have to work with new specialists such as speech-language pathologists, and this would result in disruption in the continuity of care. And parents has also expressed, again echoed by our first main film, they have challenges navigating a new healthcare and an education system. And they are also faced with a prolonged waiting time for service. This is particularly important because a lot of parents would wish their child to receive the needed assessment or the care within that optimal window or age. Lastly, I want to move on to our final main film, which is the settlement and acculturative challenge. And due to the constraint of time, I would like to focus on one particular sub-theme, which is the transportation barrier. This is pretty important because I think one of the stark contrasts between Hong Kong and Canada would be the dependency on personal vehicle. I think in Hong Kong, the public transport system is well developed. It supports our mobility, while in a lot of suburban area in Canada, we need a vehicle to get around. And a lot of parents have reported the loss of autonomy and the mobility. And it's often reflected by the Cantonese expression, no foot, mo ge, as a vivid metaphor. Without a car, it means that there's a loss of transportation, and in turn leads to reduced social participation and isolation. And I think in the future, this would potentially impact their access on different services. So as you can see, a lot of parents have pointed this out, and also they also express concern over kids who might have reduced social participation without a car. And just to wrap up, we have identified 4 main themes: the systematic barrier to services, parental stresses, the unmet needs of children, and the settlement and acculturative challenges that were faced by both the adult-centered children. And now I would like to pass on to Teddy for the conference.
Thank you, Jessie. So now I guess everyone agrees with me that we really did a deep dive into looking into like the family needs and also the parental stress here. So we actually like also trying to combine the results from the survey and the focus group, and we found that there's like common themes of like lack of social support, network. So a lot of families, they are struggling individually. Okay, so there's a huge gap that if we can bring them together, that's either online or like a physical space like the CY Hub here, I think that would address many of those needs. There's service info that they're lacking, so I think that we are also kind of promoting more like how to accurate the informations, and also there's also a lot of misinformation out there, especially from online, and how we can help and facilitate disassembling of like correct informations. There's like, we see a strong need of respite service. Okay, so we can see from the family needs analysis, okay, parents put their children's need first. Okay, so they try everything, you know, arranging different classes, groups, and trainings, and socialization, but oftentimes they have no time to sleep, they have no time for themselves, and how we can kind of give a break, okay, for the parents. I think this is also one thing that we may look into. And the need for native language program as well, that although there's many kind of existing program out there, but a lot of newcoming families, they actually feel more natural to express themselves if the family program, child program offer in their native language. So we also find it. And also the need for parenting guidance and also professional support service as well. So I think like all this come together, we kind of come up to call for community-based solutions that we collectively want to address those needs. Yeah, and I want to add one more thing is that it seems like we are looking to like, oh, this is kind of very vulnerable populations that we are looking into, but I need to point out that during the process, we actually learn a lot from those families, that their resiliencies, their problem solving, their innovations in overcoming obstacles. We all know that immigrations, you know, getting married, having a children, they're all very high life stressors, okay? And a lot of them actually are doing very good. So we are more in a role of empowering them rather than, you know, just one way of providing to them. I guess my team agree with me that we're also learning a lot from them as well, okay? So thank you a lot for hearing the presentation.
Thank you so much, Teddy and the research team, for such an in-depth and feature presentation. Now we're going to have Pastor Jane Chan, who is our program manager for the Children, Youth, Family Hub. Welcome.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. It's time to say good afternoon now. It's my great pleasure to welcome you today and to introduce an exciting and new chapter for our community, the launch of the Children, Youth and Family Hub CYF under the Markham Wesley Centre. Okay. Markham Wesley Hub is for children, youth, and family, also known as CYF Hub, operates under the Markham Wesley Centre. We are a vibrant multi-ethnic community hub dedicated to empowering family, children, youth. Our mission is to help each individual reach their full potential by offering a wide variety programs, services, and activities designed to build skills and strengthen social connections. At the CYF Hub, we take pride in providing programs that are both linguistical and cultural relevance, ensuring that everyone feels welcome and support as we work together to build a stronger, more inclusive community. Thank you, Erica. Now I will introduce our service model, how to practice our mission and vision and response to the research need. Our three-level support model is designed as a bottom-up structure, ensuring that every children, youth, and family receives the right kinds of support at the right time. At the foundation is engagement. Here, we create opportunities for children and youth growth and free emotionally, tailoring our activities to their unique needs. Through the engagement, we are able to assess and identify both special needs and potential mental health risks. We use creative approach, integrating artistic expressions, cultural storytelling, multimedia, and other innovative approaches, tools to help families celebrate their strength and value. These empower them to face challenge with confidence. The next level is engagement, is enhancement. This stage involves professional support, provide evidence-based groups training to target assistance for individuals and families who may be at risk. For those whose needs go beyond what we can offer, we ensure that they have access to up-to-date information and resources, so they can seek the help they need outside our hub. At the top tiers is treatment and intervention service. In this stage, we collaborate closely with external partners to deliver psychiatric care and specialized service for those in need. We also provide ongoing aftercare support to help members continue their journey toward well-being. Through comprehensive layer approach, we strive to meet the diverse needs of our community, fostering resilience, growth, and well-being for all. Individual well-being is closely linked to overall health and dynamic of family unit. That is why our approach to serve is rooted in understanding and honoring each family's unique cultural background, beliefs, and practice. When we decide interventions and support through our family life education program, we offer a range of services including parenting, education, support for couples, spiritual guidance, facilities, basic respite care, and psychiatric intervention for parents who need it. This is particularly vital for immigrant families who often lack the extended support networks of relatives, neighbors, and friends that many others rely on. Our goal is to help families build a resilience network of supporting, connecting them with friends, other families, and service providers who can step in during challenge time. By doing so, we not only reduce reliance on high-demand service, but also foster a strong, nurturing environment where children and youth can truly flourish. Furthermore, creating opportunity for families to sustain themselves and contribute to the community strengthens both family stability and the service we offer. By inviting families to become our service partners and providing them with professional training, we not only help improve their financial well-being, but also support their personal growth. This approach allows us to diversify the range of service we provide or refer to, enriching our entire community with flexible work arrangement more adapted than traditional job. Families can earn supplemental income while still prioritizing the care of their children. This not only easy financial pressure, but also has a positive ripple effort in enhancing our family dynamics, the support the healthy development of children and youth in our community. In this way, we build a stronger, more resilient network where everyone has the chance to thrive and give back. Okay, these triangles were put together. They form our holistic care service model, a multidisciplinary holistic care model spearheaded by pastoral staff and therapists, collaborating with social worker, healthcare worker, counselor, psychologists, registered dietitians, etc. To provide practice service to Hub members, we are proud to have a dedicated team of multidisciplinary professionals who make it possible for us to deliver the holistic care I have described. My team included pastoral staff, social worker, healthcare worker, counselor, psychologists, dietitians, and many others together. We are committed to offering practical, meaningful, and effective service that truly meet the need of everyone who comes through our hub. Okay, now I am going to use our program to explain how we practice the comprehensive model. One of our significant programs is the picture book storytelling program, which uses the power of the picture books to help young children understand emotion, behaviors, and language. Through this story, children are introduced to a safe, non-judgmental space where they can explore their feelings, reflect on their circumstance, and learn to choose positive way to handle challenge. Picture books are a powerful tool for developing emotional literacy. They help children recognize and name their feelings, understanding that all emotions are normal, and see how characters manage difficult situations. The rich illustration and engaging narrative not only immerse children in the story, but also foster creativity and language development. We carefully select each book based on the developmental and psychological needs of children we serve, focusing especially on stories and support emotional and behavioral growth. Research shows that reading and discussing these stories can relieve stress for both children and parents and help build important skills like empathy, self-awareness, and problem solving. By centering our program on these dual value, artistic expression and emotional learning, we strive to nurture the whole children and support family in building resilience and well-being. We also recruit parents, volunteers, provide training on storybook telling skills program, decide skills parent mutual support group. That is the triangle parent volunteers. Website? Oh, okay. I will show in the later I will show in the website. Okay, when the, no, I'll go to the triangle. When these parents acquire storytelling skill and program facilitation skills, they also developed a certain level of parenting skill. They can apply these experience and technical in raising their children. In this way, parents and children grow together and parents become more confident in disciplining and guiding their children. After completing the volunteer training, some parents who demonstrate potential and have acquired knowledge and skills to teaching level can become instructors. They will become partners of the hub, providing quality program for children. While growing and progress themselves, these parents can also gain flexible employment opportunities. Okay. Okay. Now, if you are interested in our service, please go to our website to study more our progress.
Thank you, Pastor Jane. That was very good. Now I just want to invite Pastor Raymond to come up to talk about the Instagram.
So one more thing that we really need your help and support. But at this moment, I would like to introduce our one of our social medias for you, which will post our upcoming programs. So if you have an Instagram account, can you please all go to Markham_Wesley. Markham_Wesley is Markham and then underscore and then our center name Wesley, and then please go to follow us. And you will also find today's YouTube live that on our YouTube channel as well. You can also go to YouTube and then find Markham Wesley, and then you can follow us at that platform. So no further delay. If there's any questions on the floor, that is time for people to, yes.
So we have a big dream, big target.
Yes.
What about resources? So about operation hours, how many people are working in this service, and where you get the money from?
Where we get the money from? Yes.
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, the question is that this quarter is great and big. We need a lot of resources. And I'm asking, in this service, what about the operation hours? Do you have a hotline or counselors in time to time? The other is that, so this is community service, then we need funding.
Yes. Okay. We are a very small team of people. We are just starting the hub, and then we try our best to deliver really targeted services to meet the people. For funding-wise, I think so far we are basically self-funding. So there's really tough like budget for us. So we have to be really work smart, and also that's why we call upon the support from the community. No matter it's volunteers, experts, money, everything. If they have the same call, then we welcome them to come and work together. And maybe in future we are looking into some funding, like Trillium funding or the York Region Community Investment Funding, etc. Even United Way. So we need people to really help us together, and that's why the research team from SICKID, from York University. Without their help, this research won't be able to happen. So this is also the time for us to call for community support.
Any question on any online questions? No question from online.
So So before we all head out, on behalf of the organization committee, I would like to take the opportunity to thank you, each and every one of you, to take the time to come out and be with us. Thank you very much. Oh, yes, and oh, this is all of us are waiting for, the refreshment. Please help yourself.
Research team, we haven't have our own team photo.